Greg, have you got your Valentine's Day gift for your wife yet?
Of course.
Dave's got a media. Craig from Causyn Cooling and Heating on the Queensway and Simcoe. It's the February show, and I just, I don't know. I don't know if the wife's gonna want me to get her a new air conditioner for her for Valentine's Day, right? I don't, for the coming year. But today's show, there's 2 points we're gonna get to, but the first one I wanted to talk to you about, and this is something that just drives me insane, is whenever you buy anything new, the warranties. And I know there's a lot that goes into them, and you got to read, and I'm just an average Joe. I mean, I don't understand all the fine print. I'm kind of hoping the person that I'm buying from is sincere, I guess, and they tell
Yep.
me, this is what works, this is what doesn't. In
Yep.
your business, let's talk for a moment, if you don't mind, about warranties and sort of fill me in, will you?
Absolutely. I'd love to. And I think this is something that anybody who is a homeowner really, really needs to know because there has been a lot of changes. On December 12th, 2019, I think I brought this up a couple times in your previous conversations. There was changes in our regulations of furnaces and the manufacturing of equipment, which is for the better. Everything must be manufactured to meet a minimum of 10 years operational hours, as well as efficiencies must be minimum 95 and above. So with these standards now, manufacturers have also increased the standards for their warranties. Everything that is assembled or made in North America now comes with a 10-year parts warranty. But there is a catch when you read the homeowner's manual now or the installation manual. It says very specifically that proof of annual maintenance is required. So that's where it's a big catch now, and people need to know the analogy that our industry uses is that you're not going to buy a car and 3 years later go back and say, oh, the engine's not working, and find out you've never ever had an oil change. You got to change the oil in your HVAC equipment as well too, whether it's a furnace, an air conditioner, a heat pump, a ductless split, whatever. Now, there is some parts that they're not going to ask for. So what they've determined in our industry is key component parts is what they're talking about. If a small part inside your HVAC equipment, say it's a furnace, goes and it's a, for lack of better terms, it's a $50 or $60 part, the chances of them asking realistically if you've ever had proof of maintenance are slim to none. But there is a list of key component parts such as your blower motor, which is now they all must be electronically controlled. So they're much more expensive units. And that was mandated again on December 12th, 2019, because these are much more efficient motors. The boards that are inside them, the venter motors, these key components are very expensive parts now because everything is digitally controlled and metered and monitored. If one of those parts fails, people need to be aware that if your furnace is under warranty, whether it's say a year old or 9 years old, the manufacturers have every right when you submit for your warranty part to request proof of maintenance. If you don't show documentation, it says right in there they have reason to deny your warranty because, for lack of better terms, you've never had an oil change. These electronically controlled motors that were mandated in furnaces are extremely impressive at how little they use for energy, but it's also extremely shocking to people when you find out what it costs to replace just the motor. And I'm not talking labor for one of my guys or one of my competitors to send a guy out to put it in. I'm talking just the raw cost of that electronically controlled motor is significant. We are talking anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000. Plus, you've got the labor and everything else in there. People go, "Whoa, holy cow, that's half the cost of a new furnace." It is. And that's why it is crucial that I recommend people get annual maintenance done. It will protect the life of your equipment, but it also protects you.
Okay, 2 questions. What is annual maintenance? Maintenance, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you to take care of it, man. I don't want
Yep,
that headache. So
exactly. So,
I
guys
mean,
like
what's my options here?
you got two different options with us anyways, and I know my good respectable competitors around here, which we do have similar options to what we offer. We have a one-time annual maintenance where you can just pay a flat fee and we come out, we do a full 21 point inspection of your equipment as well as clean it and run it through its full motions. A lot of the equipment today is either two-stage or modulating, meaning that it works in stages and cycles based on what your home needs. We come out when we do our maintenance, we run it to its extreme, so we, for lack of better terms, stretch the full legs of your equipment to make sure that everything is working full function and prepared. Or we do have annual maintenance plans, which is as low as $9 a month. And with that, you get your annual maintenance where we come out and do the 21-point inspection, as well as you get a bunch of extra perks by being on our plan. You get no after hours fees. So if we do have to come out after hours, you just pay what you'd pay at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday. You get a lower diagnostic rate. You get priority service because you're one of our existing clients, as well as we will come out after hours. And service you as well too. We are finding that, unfortunately, due to many reasons, majority of our after hours calls are customers that have never ever dealt with us before. And just this past weekend, when we sent somebody out before we went out, my guy simply said, "Okay, I'm coming out. You know what the cost is, and we're going to take care of you, and I'll bring the debit machine for payment." "Oh, I got to pay right away?" Never mind. So typically the customers that are calling that are not looking for the service that we are prepared to provide. But with that, you've got this, monthly fee, which actually works out to about $30 a year is what you would save, as opposed to if you just paid for a one-time fee. Because for an annual maintenance, it's $149.95. Whereas if you do the monthly thing, it's roughly $10 a month. It's $120 for the year. And you get the full maintenance included, plus you get other perks with it. 5% off any new equipment that you need to purchase, 15% off any parts that are not covered under warranty. No after hours fees, lower diagnostic rate. So there is some perks to being on our plan. And with that, we just take care of it. You don't have to worry about anything. We reach out to you. We document everything. So if ever 8 years down the road you have an issue, we take care of it because we have all the documentation. You don't need to be digging through, the basement trying to find where did I put that file.
I think too, when you get something brand new, you're always like, it's okay. I don't need the warranty right now. Like everybody does that, right? Yep. But it's such, if it's built in already and it's that cheap, if you've got a lemon, right? And it does happen on occasion. You want to be protected, folks. You got to be ready, right?
It does, and absolutely.
It's dirt cheap, like you said. And if you're coming to look at it, and let's say you come and look at it and there is something that is wrong after 2 years, and you're going to go, this is the problem. We need to fix this right now type thing.
Yep. And just to add to that, some of our customers, they prefer that have signed up on our monthly plan. They even put it on their credit cards. So now they're getting points for it every month. Yeah. So they're racking up their credit card points. They're saving with us, and they're fully protected.
It's peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's peace of mind. Like when it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And thank you for explaining that, because like I said, warranties just drive me up the wall, but that's kind of what you should be looking for, is trying to protect yourself and your equipment and use you. I mean, you guys are the experts. Use the experts, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more follow-up question, because this is kind of with the weather. It's been all over the board this winter, and you and I have talked about this. You don't know what to expect. It's +2 one day, but your furnace is running, but your house feels damp. And you mentioned it in the last little piece about stretching your legs, and I'm like, your furnace's legs. So is this a problem with, I guess it's global warming, right? Is it going to mess up all these furnaces?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. It has, I shouldn't say yes, it's going to, but it definitely has the potential to. So these furnaces today, the majority of furnaces that are installed in the past 5 years, as well as today, are two-stage, meaning that it has a low fire and a high fire. The equipment is designed today to run low and slow for long periods of time. So the analogy I like to use is that, with mild days like this and winters moving on, the furnace is, you have a V8 engine downstairs, but it's only running in 4 cylinders because that's all that it needs to do. But with that, you don't control the humidity as much. So let's say a year from now, we do get a cold snap and all of a sudden we're asking for the V8 to open right up. Well, if you've had it for a year, 2 years or longer, and you've never opened up all the cylinders, you have more of a potential chance of a failure or a problem, which is just frustrating. And that's where the maintenance, again, we do that to make sure it works. Something that I do recommend to a lot of people, and I do in my own home, is during this time of year where it is more of a humid cold, as far as just being damp cold, is put your furnace fan on continuous on low when it's not in a heating cycle. It allows to continue air movement around the home, which helps to dry the home out. But at the same time, because we're moving air and drawing air back, we're also filtering that air. So you're getting more filtered air. You're helping to dry out the home to remove that humidity, and again, extending the life of the equipment by just getting those legs moving, keeping it happening.
So it is true. Like it is,
Yeah.
your furnace has to adapt to different situations. And like you said, if it's not working the way it should be at its capacity at some point, the default system's not always going to be there and ready to roll. So again, with the warranty or with the plan, that gives you an option to you guys are going to come and make sure that thing's primed up, ready to roll.
Exactly.
And I suppose it's the same with air conditioning. Like what you do, obviously you have warranties on that stuff as well, and you got to be ready. So,
yep.
Folks, it's probably a really good idea. Not that I'm going to get my wife a warranty for Valentine's Day, Craig, but I do like this conversation. I'm just, I think I got to go with something a little different this year. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Maybe a furnace filter.
Oh, high end too.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Well, for the dogs. Yeah, we're going to need one anyway.
I hear you.
Thanks for doing this today. Anything else you want to add? How do people get a hold of you real quick?
Reach out to us through our webpage, causyns.ca, or call us 509-428-3241. You can find our email, myself or Deb or Terry, on our webpage as well. It's just Craig at CausynCoolingHeating.com. Or by all means, stop in 421 Queensway West. Come and take a look at our showroom, and you can meet our new shop dog, Rue, and say hi to everybody. Yeah. So yeah, we're always welcome. Doors always open.
Is this the last month for the heat pumps? I can't remember.
Nope, March 31st is when the heat pump program ends, and that's something to keep in mind for some of those people that are on the fence. You just have to have the first audit done by March 31st. It doesn't mean that you don't qualify, but if we get the first audit done, then you've got that out of the way. Then it leaves that door open for you to capitalize on that. Just touch real quick. Just keep in mind that our country, basically as a whole, we are heading towards being much more greener and using less fossil fuels. The benefit today is that there's grant money available to improve your HVAC system up to $6,500. Whereas, if it's a year from now or 2 years from now, with potential natural gas costs continuing to rise, heat pumps is still going to be an option because it'll be cheaper to heat your home, but there won't be any grant money available. So that's where right now it is something to just seriously consider, because whether we like it or not, or whether you agree with it or not, this is the direction our country is headed as a whole in the future, no matter what leaders are in power.
Great advice. Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to explain that to folks again, because that's, like you said, it's critical. You got to the end of March, get that audit in.
Yep.
Hey, take care. I look forward to chatting with you next month. Okay.
Thanks so much, Dave. Always look forward to it. It's always a pleasure to be on here with you.
Thanks.
Thank you.